I have seen thousands of charts at this point in time and worked with hundreds of projectors in one-on-one sessions as an IHDS certified analyst to understand themselves through their chart. And I want to spend the next 10-15 minutes speaking you through a real chart example to show you my process, but also to see what are the things you need to know about yourself from your chart. What can your chart show you? So I'm going to do things a little bit different this time. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through an example of a chart together. We're going to look at what we can discover from our charts and to see if you know this about yourself from your own chart. So I'm going to also click annotate. I love annotating so you can see what I am particularly looking at. Now, when I first come to a chart, I first of all see, okay, what energy type are they? We can see that they are a projector. We can also see that they have a 5-1 profile. So this is a 5-1 splenic projector. Now, I'm going to run through this rather quickly, but these are the type of things to start seeing about your chart. And keep in mind the things that I'm touching upon here I usually do within at least a 1 hour session, if not a 3 hour flow extended chart reading. So what we're going through today is a quick overview of the places that I'd be looking at within a chart, which I'd normally go in much more depth about. So we've got a 5-1 splenic projector. And the first thing that I really want to do is understand my energy type, which I'm sure you listening to this as a projector have heard some things about projectors. So we're going to skip this bit. Now, the next thing that I look at within a chart is the true self. What does true self mean for a start? So, true self is the consistent characteristics of you. It's your coded energetics. It's your potential in the world. Not always comes out because we need to do some deconditioning and some alignment, but this is you, the student of life, the teacher of life, and this is your place. This is your characteristics, your skills, your strengths. So I can see from this chart we have 4 defined centers, and you can look into your chart to see how many centers you have defined or colored in. I can see that these centers are connected via 3 channels. We've got this 28-38, a 28-30 channel. 28-38 channel is the channel of struggle, a design of stubbornness. We've got the 8-1 channel, the channel of inspiration, a design of a creative role model, and the 33-13, the channel of the prodigal, a design of a witness. So we have these characteristics about this person. So when I say to you to look into your chart to see your true self, we can start to learn the themes of these centers. We can start to learn the themes of these channels. So for this particular chart, this person is here to guide as a projector with their instinctual knowings in the now, through their inspiring contributions that they are here to make with their voice. They are designed to guide by resonating with people or organizations' struggles and empowering them with the stories that they've collected from the past, the perspective from the past. We're starting to build up this picture here. Now, I'm not giving you the formula as in what does each of these things mean, but we can start to see what these charts can show us about people. This instinctive, expressive human being that has a consistent sense of self, who when communicating is communicating via contributing their memories to aid the fight to find purpose in life. They are communicating from their really unique self-direction. And when they're speaking about this, they are backing this up by talking about the fights that they've been on, this tenacity, this stubbornness that they've been on to live their unique direction for self. So you can see that I'm building up the centers, the channels, but also now I'm wanting to tie in some of these gates. This is where we look at our communication. This is what we can tell that you are designed to be speaking about. We can see where this person is driven or what they are driven by. This person is driven to contribute. That's the keynote of the gate. All of the words that I'm using are all keynotes from certain gates. None of these words are kind of plucked out of thin air. It's all from the kind of book within me that I've had over time. So it's going to take you a little bit longer to, okay, what does this gate mean? What does this channel mean? What does this center mean? But within a reading, you start to see who you are, what your characteristics are, what you're driven by, what you are communicating about. This person's driven to contribute with their feelings. What are they feeling about this? How do they want to feel in the struggle? Their perspective is very caring based. They are seeing opportunities to care, nourishing people. And that can sometimes feel like purpose for this person because they're very sensitive to the needs of others, both animals and humans. And they are remembering the past experiences that they've heard through time. So we're pulling it together. So we've got that foundation stuff, the 5-1 splenic projector. That's a lovely sentence to put together for yourself. For example, I'm a 1-3 mental projector. So maybe make that sentence for yourself. The next place we look at within a reading is painting the picture of the true self. So my question to you would be, do you know your channels and your gates and your centers and how they can weave together to create this beautiful story about who you are and what you are here to do in the world? Now, after we look through the true self and we paint this picture, and the next thing for you to be looking at would be, well, why am I not living this? Yes, it feels like me, but why am I not seeing this? And that's from our white centers. So our colored in stuff in the chart is us, the student of life, the teacher of life. But in the school of life, the white centers are where we're going to school. It's where we're doing our learning. And here we can see that we have these 5 undefined white centers, including 2 completely open centers. So these 2 centers have no hanging gates within them at all. They are some of this person's biggest conditioning points. So when we start painting the picture of why is this person coming off track, what's the dilemma here for this person, we start to paint the picture through weaving together the keynotes of these centers. So it's likely this person will be constantly trying to prove themselves around the things that they are certain about. I am certain that this is the way to do it. And I'm certain that if I say it in the incorrect way, I'm going to offend someone. So I'm going to hold myself back. I've got all of these thoughts going on in my mind, and it builds up as a pressure, and these thoughts come down to be understood. And when I understand them, I get very rigid in thought and therefore try to prove that I know what it is that I am talking about. And especially as a projector, not knowing when enough is enough. So even though this person has their own speed in which they are moving through life, this person will push through it because they want to keep up with the world around them, to prove that they are good enough for contributing something. Your white centers will paint the picture alongside the definition, and we weave it together to paint the picture of the mind. The mind is so loud. It doesn't want to offend. So why would I contribute? Even if it was the most perfect invitation, why would I contribute this? It's just going to offend someone. So I'm going to hold it back. I don't feel worthy of this. Additionally, this is being overly loyal to the wrong people, perhaps because she feels the struggle of people so deeply. So because she feels that struggle and she really wants to contribute something, she might question, well, why am I the person to help them? I am not certain that I am for this person. Therefore, I am certain that I am not worthy of this. So we start to paint the picture of the not self mind. So a lot of people come to human design and they will never ever look at the white centers because it's like, that's not me. But this is exactly where you need to be looking. So we've got true self, not self. Then we look at strategy and authority. The strategy for a projector is waiting for the invitation. So really understanding that. We have some other videos on that, and it's explained within readings. And then your authority. There is a hierarchy. It's not good or bad, But we can see from this chart that she does not have the solar plexus or the sacral defined. So authority number 3 is the splenic. This is why this person is a splenic projector. Most of the systems online now will tell you you're a mental projector or a self-projected projector, but if not, there's a hierarchy. So we can see that this person is a splenic projector. So at this point in a reading and what you need to know, this is one of the most important things about your chart, is knowing how to live it. Knowing what to do with this, because we can get very in our minds and we come out of our experiments. So how to experiment with this? How do we become more us and less of this mental noise? We wait for the invitation and we decide with our authority. So this person is designed to make instinctual decisions in the now. When this person is invited into these situations where she will be seen as that creative role model, where she is valued for her morals of stories, when she is valued for the struggles that she has been within, when they can see how she can feel this so deeply in others, when she is invited and truly seen and recognized, she then decides with her instinct. The gut instinct in the now. Not what the mind says 2 minutes later, but now. And without that invitation, there's not really much to decide. So she could spend a whole lifetime going, well, maybe I'll do this and maybe I'll do this, and thinking about all of these things that do not matter because she's trying to prove to herself, her partner, her parents, that she is good enough for the identity that she thinks that she is. It's exhausting. So we make the mind wait for the invitation and decide with our authority. The last things that are looked at within a reading, so we have true self, not self, strategy and authority. The last things are profile and incarnation cross. So this is what happens once you start following your human design experiment. Well, what happens? Now, we all have a path, and human design can help us to understand that path. It's not a predictive tool, so it's not going to say you're here for this job or for this relationship or find this country. It's not going to say that. Human design is going to point you in the direction of, well, when you're walking down this path, this is how to walk it. And when you're walking down this path, this is what you're going to be seeing. And when you're walking down this path, this is the frequency that you're going to have, no matter what job you're in, so long as you are aligned with yourself. Now, we're not going to get into incarnation crosses within this, but these top 4 gates up here make up 70% of who you are. Okay? 70%. So everything else down here is 30% of the chart. So nuanced. And most people spend their time trying to figure that out. Now, the 5-1 profile is in the decimal places. We can see that this would be the bigger number first, which makes it a left angle cross. If it was the smaller number first, like a 1, 3 or a 2, 4, it's a right angle cross. It's just the abbreviation of writing it, RAX or LAX. But because the bigger number is first, it's a left angle cross. So we know that this person is going to be walking a very transpersonal path, that they're going to be bumping into a lot of karma that is not theirs. And as a 5th line, they are designed to be that consultant that drops in, solves something, and then leaves. People project onto this person that she has the answers, that she can be their hero. And it's kind of a benefit to her as a projector when she's waiting for the invitation, just doing her thing in life. She is going to be being projected on, and people are going to be saying, what is it you know? Can you help us? And it's important with that left angle cross to make those decisions based on your instinct as a splenic projector, because not all the karma that crosses your path as a left angle cross is yours to help fix. Now, 5th line, that consultant dropping in, solving that thing, partnered with the 1 line. So it's knowing your profile in relation. The 5th line, the heretic, the 1 line, the investigator. The investigator wanting to build up a really solid foundation. But what are they doing in relation to each other? Well, the more this person studies what they are interested in, and the more that they accept and decline the right invitations, and be that consultant that drops in, teaches, or contributes something, the more they have to research about. The more they research about, the more they have to teach on or impart their message on. The more they have to teach or impart their message on, the more there is to study. So the five and the one are in relation to one another in this constant feedback loop. And then finally, within a reading, we'd be looking at the top four gates because they create an incarnation cross. And that would distill down a purpose. This is your frequency, it's your birthright to be. There's nothing you need to do other than to really live your life to see this play out. So, just to summarize what we have been through within this recording, after the 1,000+ charts that I've looked at, after doing these one-on-one sessions with projectors, a good reading and a good understanding of your chart will be really, really helpful for you to step into your full alignment and potential. The main thing is the experiment, strategy, and authority. But the main things you need to know about your charts, try and create that sentence. I am a 5-1 splenic projector. I'm a 1-3 mental projector myself. Then you want to understand your true self. Who am I? What are my consistent characteristics? How am I here to guide? Because everyone guides in a different way. It's not just projector's guide, it's specific to you. Then look at how your mind is taking you off track. So true self, then not self. The not self is so much louder. How is your mind talking to you? Then really get to grips with your strategy and authority, how to move out of your not self and into your true self, how to make friends with the mind, living your experiment of invitations and your whatever it is, whatever authority is yours. And then getting to know your profile and incarnation cross to understand how you're walking in life and the frequency that you are embodying. So there's kind of 4 things I mentioned there, right? True self, not self, strategy and authority, and then profile and incarnation cross. Now, I've been on a whistle-stop tour here, and as I said at the beginning, that usually takes about an hour to get through. Sometimes I do these 20-minute recorded videos. They're available on the Projector Movement website. You can get a 20-minute recording, and that will give you a good gist of this. The next best thing would be a 1 hour. That is enough time to speak you through all of these elements more deeply than this. But then really the kind of gold standard that we offer at the moment is a 3-hour extended reading. And these aren't common in the industry. And my view on this is, the reason why I wanted to offer these in the first place was the most impactful reading that I had was a 4-hour-long reading with a manifesting generator. And they could see the chart deeply over this 4-hour period. And 4 hours isn't sustainable for me, but 3 hours very much is. There's a break in the middle. And my view is most people that come to human design will get maybe 1 reading, maybe 2. If they're in it for a while, maybe 3. And if you're gonna get a reading, you might as well get a deep one. And that's why we have that 3-hour extended reading, which involves so much more time to actually discuss this, apply this to your life, and makes it so much more practical for you to return to over time and to just see the difference in your life. Okay. Hopefully this video has given you an explanation on the charts and what a reading would consist of and what you need to know about your chart to align. And if you do feel called to any of those 3 options that I just gave you, I would be more than happy to do a interpretation and analysis of your chart. So I will see you within a session.